Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be another luxury unboxing kind of review video. Kind of a first look at one of my recent purchases. I actually just picked these up this past weekend, kind of as like a birthday gift to myself. It was my birthday last week. I've been eyeing these for a long time and I'm so glad I finally got them. They're the HERMES ORAN sandals. Oran, I'm not exactly sure how you even say it, but I've been saying Oran. I have actually worn them already. I really should have waited to do this video first, but I just couldn't wait. Obviously, I wore them the next day after I bought them, but I am going to do somewhat of like a re-unboxing and show you guys how they came, what my first thoughts are about them, and a little bit about these shoes. I've done a few of these on my channel so far of unboxing kind of like my luxury bags and different items that I kind of want to give a first look review for. So this is the bag that it came in, obviously like the size of the shoe box, so beautiful orange. I did purchase these from the Mall at Millennia in Orlando. That's the closest HERMES store to me. I think there's one in Naples and then the other one's not until Miami, so Orlando was the easiest for me to get to from Tampa. And the associate actually told me that they're planning to maybe open one up in Tampa. I would think maybe it would go in the International Mall. I haven't really seen a lot about that, but she did mention that to me. But it was such a great experience. I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to just like walk in and get them. I didn't know if I needed to like call ahead or reserve them, but I figured they're so popular that they would be in stock kind of at all times, and that's exactly what happened. I was able to just walk in, tell her I wanted to try on some sizes, and I walked out with the shoes. I'm so excited. I don't regret it at all. I've been looking at these, like I said, for a long time. They're so classic, never go out of style, and I know they're just going to be like a staple shoe and sandal that I'll wear all the time. So again, this is kind of like a deconstructed unboxing. So with the box came my little card that has, of course, my associate's name, my receipt, everything that comes in the little pretty folded card here. And this is my first item from HERMES. I know they're like totally basic, but I also feel like that's the best kind of staples to invest in, and I'm not upset about these being my first purchase. So she boxed them up for me, and of course they came wrapped in the bow, but I've taken them out since then, so this was all done nicely. I did keep the bow in the bag for now. And again, the beautiful orange box. And in the box there were dust bags for each individual shoe. These dust bags are so nice. The quality, you can tell, is really, really good. It's a nice, thick, almost like linen-y material. Again, with the HERMES logo, and each sandal was individually in these bags. Like I said, I have worn them since I got them, so I did not want to put them back in the dust bags for this video, but these are the sandals. I did get the classic brown color. I think they're technically gold. I feel like they're the perfect neutral. I definitely love the black and white ones as well, but I feel like the brown is a little more fun. Still kind of like a pop of color, some warmth, but still a great neutral, and also just the most classic, like I said. When I went into the store and when I did some research, I realized that there's a few different models of the shoe, or at least like the old version and the new one, where the older ones had like two different color and pieces of leather in the sole. It kind of like stopped right here, and the dark leather was on the top, and then it was kind of like a tan sole. But I've heard that that's where they were kind of having some issues with the past ones, where it would maybe start like ripping at the leather seam. So those were actually the ones on display for the brown. The black and white ones were this style, but the ones that were out in the open had that separation. So I asked her if they were only selling the old model, and she was like, no, the ones in the back are actually these, the new model, where it's just one piece of leather. It's just one seamless, same color. And again, I just think they're so perfect. The quality is definitely there. It's such nice smooth leather. Here's a little bit of a closer look. You get, of course, the classic. How many times am I going to say classic in this video? But you get the H over the strap. The leather detail again is so nice. I had seen these a couple times in store before purchasing these, but mostly I was just seeing like pictures and videos, looking on Pinterest and stuff. So I knew these were the ones I wanted, so it's not like I went in and really like shopped around. I went in for one thing and got them. So again, they're beautiful. I've already worn them, like I said, 2 days now. I wore them out and about kind of shopping, and I went to brunch and walked around a bit, and I also wore them to work today. I'm definitely still breaking them in. They need a little bit of time, I think, to adjust to my foot. So they're not the most comfortable shoes in the world, I must say, but I also think everyone has kind of said that, and that's not something I super expected, especially when they're brand new. So I think after I break them in a little bit, they'll be a little bit more comfortable. I do have a pretty narrow foot, so I've heard that these are not super made for people with wider feet. I did get a size 39 and I'm an 8.5 regular. She told me that they run a little bit small, so I tried on, I think, the 38 and the 39, or it was like the equivalent of an 8 and a 9, and I went with, I think this translates to like a size 9, so I actually did size up a little bit, just on my regular size, but definitely go and try them on in person if you have a chance, and if you can't try them on in person, I would definitely size up or just read what other people have done. So the 39s worked out perfectly for me. I could actually fit in the other ones as well, so I was kind of debating, but I'd rather have a little bit more room than not enough. So they are pretty comfortable overall. I do just think I need to wear in the strap a little bit more. They definitely feel very structured, very sturdy. I've heard a lot of people talk about how loud they are, which I've honestly worn shoes that are just as loud, like sandals that kind of flop, and when you have this kind of like hard little heel piece, it's obviously going to do that, so that doesn't super bother me. To me, it's worth it. I think the look is so chic, so timeless, and I'm so excited to wear these literally forever. I'm very much a sandals wearer, so I know these are going to get their use. I'm like, I don't even need any other pair when I have these. That's a lot of the mindset I like to have when I'm buying luxury bags, or in this case shoes. This is actually my first pair of designer shoes, besides like I've had like Coach shoes when I was growing up. But these were definitely a splurge, but again, I think very worth it, and I'm gonna get a ton of use out of them. Obviously with the quality, they should last forever. It is so sad that I don't even want to show the bottoms. Just wearing them 1 or 2 times, they're already destroyed the bottoms. But that's just the nature of shoes, so it is kind of crazy spending this amount of money and then just like walking over dirt and nastiness outside. But that's what they're made for. I'm so happy. Couldn't be more pleased with the experience at the store. Also just the ease of being able to come pick these out. So again, close up, you have the logo and stitching here, kind of like the stamp of Hermes in the sole, kind of towards the heel. And that off-white kind of stitching is just really nice. The most subtle contrast. These are obviously great if you want to match your accessories, like the same color belt or your bag. Again, just a perfect brown shade, and I'm so excited. I'm like trying not to wear them too much. Like I feel like I'm gonna want to wear them every day, but I'm really glad that I invested in these, and I think they're gonna be great for me. Again, like I said, you can see how narrow it kind of is. So despite the size translating to your regular size, it is a very narrow shoe. And like I said, I do have narrow feet, so it does work out for me. But I've heard a lot of these not being super comfortable or fitting for other people's, kind of if you have a different shape of a foot. It kind of like squares in the corner here. And then this is really sleek, kind of gets a little wider at the heel. So I could stare at them all day. I know there's not a lot to like go through. It's not like a bag that has like different components and things that I can show. But I did want to do kind of like my regular video where I kind of unbox one of my recent purchases and tell you a little bit about it. So far I do think these sandals were worth purchasing, especially if you are into kind of designer pieces, whether that's bags, accessories, shoes. I definitely have more of an interest in bags, but I did want to pick up some designer shoes for once. I'm obviously wanting it to grow my collection little by little, so I do recommend them obviously if you love that kind of like timeless classic style. They couldn't be more simple, but also very iconic in the way that they look. I know there's so many kind of like dupes out there now. I think it's Steve Madden that has like ones that pretty much look exactly like it, but I've always been one to kind of want the authentic thing. I'll definitely shop more affordable for like my clothes, and I don't super need like designer clothing pieces or even like jewelry and stuff, but for my more luxury like bags, shoes, I do like to go ahead and splurge and get the real deal. You probably could find just as good in those other brands, and I think that there's other like comparison videos out there, but this was just more of a focus on the HERMES ORAN sandals, and I hope this is helpful if you were looking for a little more insight on the shoe, if you're looking to buy them. Like I said, I do recommend going in person if you have an HERMES store near you. It's also just kind of the fun of it, going in and having the experience, but I know they're not everywhere, of course, so hopefully it's helpful if you're also ordering online and you just want kind of more of a close-up look. I don't think I'm going to be storing them in the dust bag, of course, because I'm going to be wearing them so often, but I do keep all of my like luxury boxes, dust bags in like one area, so I'll probably just put those with that, but it is nice to have if you do need them. But again, they're shoes, they're gonna get messed up. But I do think it's fun to get some fancy pieces sometimes. So it's basically everything about these shoes. Again, really straightforward. There isn't a ton to go into with them, but I did want to do the same kind of unboxing video that I usually do. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.